Cam Newton connect with Demarius Bird and to kill Harry. The only few things I would say that was negatives was the play that Cam Newton threw the interception when he was staring down Demarius Bird and he threw it, behind him. However, I do like Cam Newton jumping right back into the game after that play, going down the field with a nice bomb to Julian Edelman over who? Jamal Adams. You guessed it right. I like what I saw from Cam Newton. It's unfortunate they didn't come away with the win.
And I'm going to piggyback right off of Leo's point. That's a great point, Leo. Last week, we saw them very run-oriented. Cam didn't throw the ball a lot. This week, we saw the same type of thing in the first half. They looked very run-oriented. Obviously, Scram Newton had his rushing touchdown on the goal line. But then this is where Bill Belichick shines and shows why he's the greatest coach of all time with the second half adjustments. Because in the second half, that's when it all started to change in terms of the passing game. Quick stat here for Cam Newton that really surprised me when I saw it. The completions, 10-plus yards downfield, he had 15, which was the most of any quarterback this week. So before Cam Newton got to New England, the big thing for me was look at this man's shoulder injury with the surgery. He didn't look good last year in his first few games with Carolina before he was sidelined with the ankle or the foot. And then he comes out and he does this. And he shows everybody that he still has an elite arm. He could still sling the football. He was great. Like you said, 397 yards passing with a passing touchdown and a couple rushing to add to it. So Cam Newton, man, he's showing me that he's elite. That's one thing. Two, I noticed that obviously Stephon Gilmore is still the best cornerback in the league, but man, oh man, DK Metcalf showed that he's a big-bodied, speedy man, and he can beat you any which way, man. He gave Gilmore a run for his money. Got that touchdown, 92 yards on the day, so that for me was big.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. On that last play, it was a great play call. I just felt like Cam should have ran to the weak side of the play. So weak side as in like he should have ran away from the actual formation where he was going to. So if you want to run weak, it would have been an automatic touchdown. Boom, game over. Patriots won.
So they knew it was coming. I would have liked to see the wide receiver spread out and have Cam Newton roll out a little bit and decide if he want to pass it or if he had the lane to actually run for the touchdown. I thought that would have been the more safest route that you possibly could have went to steal that victory. But I would say this about Seattle, and I say, look, Seattle looks like a great team. Can they win the Super Bowl or get to the Super Bowl this year? I think they at least get into the NFC Championship. Nothing less than that, unless there's injuries, all right?
Another thing for me, fellas, is looking at the defense. Like, yeah, Belichick made the great halftime adjustments, like I said, to sort of minimize the run a bit more. But, like, you can't take away from the fact that they don't have many of those big players on that front seven who opted out. So moving down the stretch, like, how many times is Belichick going to really be able to make those halftime adjustments? And
to be honest,
you have Cam Newton. That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about the defense, though.
You have Cam Newton.
He's the best defense. I think he's
the defense was
defensive coach ever.
Listen,
of course, but raw talent at the end of the day can overcome coaching.
The reason why the Patriots was able to win Super Bowls is because they had great special teams. They didn't kill themselves with penalties, and they had Tom Brady, obviously, and they had good coaching. Part of their reasons of
very conservative game too. They didn't take many risks.
But that's not their game plan,
But that's not their game plan. They're not a risk-taking game plan.
That's what I'm saying.
They play football.
Conservative.
And my thing is, if Cam Newton gets a yard, we talking about a whole different game, and we're not criticizing, the Patriots didn't have this and didn't have that. We're having a whole different conversation. So it's not like they got blowed out or they lost by a lot or they, it was a mismatch. They was 1 yard away from winning the football game.